People are done with Diablo 4. There's a million Reddit posts about quitting the game because there's nothing to do. Almost no one on my friends list seems to play Diablo 4 anymore. And a lot of big content creators have pretty much moved on from what I've seen. On my level 100 druid, I can't think of a single reason to log in. I mean, I hardly wanted to log in to even make this video, and it's sort of a downer, to be honest. To top it off, the prospect of creating any sort of alternate character seems pointless when we're less than 2 weeks away from making another new character for Season 1. Why don't I have anything to do on my druid? Well, it's because I had farmed best in slot gear a long time before ever hitting level 100. My loot grind was over by the time I was level 85, and that is the massive problem that is plaguing Diablo 4's late game content. I don't know who tested this. I don't know who signed off on the system. I don't know how it got past all the reviews for Diablo 4. I do not know how after years of development, this is what we were left with. Let me show you guys why it's bad. So the power of an item uses a breakpoint system that determines the tier that the potential range of stats can possibly be when they are rolled on an item. The final breakpoint is item power level 725. Basically, any item with a higher eye power level can roll the exact same affix amounts as an eye power 725 item can. So a 725 item and an 845 item could have identical affix rolls on them, which is like the whole part of the system that's broken. The only exception to this rule is that weapon damage increases or the resists on jewelry goes up or the armor value increases. Like the very basic stats of the item can go up, but the affix themselves stay the same. 725, 820, doesn't matter. The affixes and the amounts that they can roll are identical. The only exception to this rule apparently is for plus life and plus thorns, which actually do continue to scale with the item power level. Regardless, this kind of makes the whole sacred / ancestral item thing completely worthless, but that's a whole different discussion. To help this make sense, here's an example for you. I have multiple Hunter Zenith rings here. I have a Sacred 632 item power level and a Sacred 701. As you can see from the roll ranges listed on the items, both could be identical in stats, even though they are 69 item power levels apart. Only the small plus to resistances number is higher on the higher item power version. I also have a 705 Sacred version that I upgraded past the final breakpoint of 725 item power level, which now suddenly makes it fit into the ancestral tier of upgrades. I could have done this with the 701 ring as well, which I found at level 58. Pushing it past the 725 mark actually re-rolls the entire ring's stats. Now imagine if I got some god rolls. At level 58, I would have managed to get a nearly best in slot ring. I don't want this. This shouldn't be possible. I want my items and my character to grow in power all the way up to level 100, not just stop dead in its tracks because of some stupid item power mechanics that they created. There's a reason people are saying they hit a wall, because they literally did. You're rolling on best in slot gear in your 50s. Another quick example is these Tempest Roar helmets that I have. I've got 3 of them here, but these 2 of them are both 780 item power, okay? Both of these 780 item power. You'll notice the armor is identical because that scales. Except the one that I found at level 87 is superior to the one that I found at level 95. Why is this? Why are the roll ranges the same? I don't think that the 95 should just automatically be better, but it should have had a higher floor for the stat rolls and a higher ceiling. Like let's say 10 to 17% for the damage while shapeshifted affix. Instead of them both rolling 7 to 14%, I think that the level 95 version should have a higher floor and a higher ceiling. The odds of you getting a better version increase that way. This system should be based off your level, and item power should scale with that, not using this bizarre eye power 820 maximum that they've come up with. Here's the system that I would use. I tried to visualize it so it would make a little more sense. Basically, as you level up, you create a sort of item power bubble. And this bubble would move forward by 10 each time you level up all the way to 1,000 at level 100. This makes not only the base stats of the item better, but it slightly increases the floor and ceiling of the rolls for the affixes, basically what I just described a minute ago. Also, as the item power maximum increases by 10, it drags the back end of the bubble with it. This helps to eliminate another problem, which is getting trash tier items with low item power level when you're already way beyond those. When you're level 100 and you're getting sacred I-power 670 items, you're never going to use them, so why drop them? Here you are at level 1. You can get item power 10. You hit level 2, it goes up to 20, 30, 40, 50. You get it, okay? So right now at level 5, you could get an item that drops between item power 10 and 50. As soon as you hit level 6, the item power 10s will disappear. As soon as you hit level 7, the item power 20s will disappear. So it keeps more of the gear relevant to your actual character, and you are feeling like you're unlocking or accessing more powerful items, because you are. You can now get something that's better every single time you level up. Now, early game, it's not nearly as much of a problem. No one really cares. It's this section in here, the last 4 rows, where it really starts to hurt. Let's just put it at level 100. You know, this bar, you can change, I guess, and modify the bubble. You know, you could make it extend 10 levels, 15 levels, whatever you decide is balanced, or whatever I guess the developers decide. Items go up to 1,000. There's 100 levels. Multiply it by 10. Ta-da! It's easy. But you could make the bubble go back 5 levels, 10 levels, whatever. But at level 100, I probably only want to see items in the range of level 900 to 1,000. So this kind of solves that problem, right? We don't have to worry about getting these items over here when we're all the way over here. And also, we can't get these powerful items here when we're over here. I don't want a perfect rolled level 100 item at level 66. I want to go from level 99 and get to 1,000 and be like, wow, I can now get item power 1,000 items. And these are going to have a chance at being better than anything I've ever seen before in this game. That's what we need. That keeps the hunt valid all the way to the end. And even then, at level 100, you could try and deck your character out in I-power 1,000 items. None of this other junk that they have going on here. I always try to provide a solution if I think that there's a problem with something, and I hope the solution made some sense to somebody. I mean, they definitely need to fix the endgame chase somehow. This whole system could apply, and probably should apply, to nightmare dungeons as well, because they don't scale at all. Anyway, to challenge myself, I've resorted to playing a companion spec druid, which is the worst build in the entire game. Thanks for watching the video. Take care.